There you go. You're on.
I'm on?
You're on.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yes. Eschew ennui.
Okay, so I would like you to describe the location where you lived as a child.
The location I lived, well, I lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we lived in an area called the South Side, which was middle class, maybe a little less area, right next to the Menominee Valley, which is a huge valley where there were railroad tracks and dumps and lots of great places to play as a kid.
Okay. Would you say that it was urban, suburban, or rural?
Urban.
Urban. All right. Okay, so what was the main source of heat in your childhood home?
The main was coal.
Coal.
Yes.
Okay. How was it supplied? And did you obtain the fuel yourself, or was it delivered to your home?
It was delivered to our home,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a big coal bin in the basement.
A coal bin?
Yes, it's where you stored all the coal that you threw into the furnace to heat the house.
Okay.
And the house actually had radiators in it.
Okay, radiators. Okay, so considering cleanliness, convenience, and quality of heat produced, how does the source of heat compare with what we use today?
Well, the source of heat, it actually worked better than a gas furnace. Gas furnaces spew out very dry air and tend to suck all the moisture out of your body, which is what we're stuck with today. And radiators keep things moister. It's a nicer heat in that regard.
Okay, all right. So, what was the main source of lighting in your childhood home, and what source of energy was provided to use the lighting?
The main source of lighting was electricity and not kerosene lamps.
Okay.
And what was the rest of the question?
It was what provided the energy for. Oh wait, no. What source of energy was used to provide the lighting? So it was just electricity.
Well, there was an electric generator that provided the electricity through wires to all of the various houses in the city.
All right. What, if any, was the main means of public transportation?
Main means of public transportation were buses,
Okay.
and they were buses that were driven by electricity through overhead wiring.
Okay. Yeah, you already answered the other part of that question.
I what?
You answered the other part of that question.
Oh, okay.
So, what was the main source of private transportation? How common was this mode of transportation?
Private transportation was our family car.
Okay. Did you have one?
Yes, one.
For everyone?
For everyone.
Okay. And how common was this? Like, did a lot of families have cars?
Yes.
Okay. And what was its source of energy? Would that be gasoline?
Yeah, gasoline was, and at that time, that was the only source of energy for cars.
Okay. And what fuel was used for cooking?
Gas. We had gas stoves, which are very nice. We have a gas stove today, which I like.
Okay. We have a gas stove too.
I know you do.
Okay. If your family bought packaged food rather than growing it and raising it, how was it packaged?
It was packaged at the grocery store. You bought canned goods and items in containers, cardboard containers, and also glass for the milk came in glass bottles.
Oh, milk. Was that delivered?
No, it wasn't delivered. We had ice delivered.
Ice delivered?
For the ice box.
And where was the icebox? What is that for?
The icebox was the old refrigerator. It wasn't an electric refrigerator. It was a box that you put a big
see?
hunk of ice in to keep the food cool, and then every couple of days the iceman would come around and deliver ice.
Okay, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so it actually says in what kind of container was milk contained in the next question.
Okay. Glass.
What kind of soap was used for washing clothes?
Laundry soap. It was a product you bought at the store.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't make our own soap.
Did you have like a washing machine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how does its effectiveness compare to today's soaps and detergents?
Well, the soaps and detergents of today are they're definitely more efficient and better.
Okay.
But we did not have a dryer.
What were the main fabrics used in clothes, and what were the fabrics made? Or from what were the fabrics made?
Well, wools and yarns and textiles, kind of like today, but not to the extent that we do it today.
And okay, so since you said you didn't have a dryer, what would you dry your clothes with?
My mother would hang them on the line,
Okay.
and clothes hung on the line smell so fresh. There's no comparison to what you do with dryers today.
Okay. Okay, and then were clothes easier or harder to take care of than they are now?
I would think they're easier to take care of today
Why?
because of the way clothes are made and the abilities to remove spots and clean the clothes is superior to what it was back then.
Okay. And what did you do for entertainment and fun?
Well, entertainment, we used to listen to the radio. We didn't have a TV. TVs came out in 1952 or so, or whatever it was. So prior to that, we would listen to the radio. We'd sit around and listen to the Lone Ranger and the Green Lantern, the Phantom, programs like that.
Green Lantern. Okay. What about other than the radio?
Other than the radio, we would go out for rides and look at areas of the city. Go out and watch the planes come in at the airport,
Okay.
Or if it was just my friends and I, so we'd go wander off into the McNamara Valley I mentioned earlier, where we would have fun doing things we weren't supposed to.
Okay. All right. And what modern conveniences are you most grateful for now? TV. You like watching sports.
Well, I like TV, but I'm really not
You're
sure
not
how to
most
answer
grateful?
that. Yeah, I really I'm not sure, to tell you the truth.
Well, I mean, you could say cars because,
Well, we had cars back then.
yeah, but you had a family car.
Well,
I mean, now you guys don't really need many cars, but
right, exactly, and cars were much less expensive back then.
yeah. Okay. And what do you miss most about the good old days?
The good old days, the fact that there was nowhere near the incident of issues with children as far as health. All of the issues like your sister